Good morning to 5 Minutes Thoughts. Today in this audiolog I'm going to talk about a strong feeling that I've been feeling for the past few weeks. But before I get there, let me set the scene. I've been applying for a lot of graduate jobs. However, due to the current market situation and current global situation, there aren't many jobs available. Even the ones that are available, they are extremely hard. They are very hard to get and they have very high standards. It is very safe to conclude 99% is happening that I'm going back to the place where I did my internship, which I loved it. I loved the company. I loved the job that I was doing. In the city that I'll be moving back, of course, I'll be renting a home. Usually all the homes there are unfurnished. And I believe it is perfect for me to satisfy the craving that I've been having. Letting go of things, letting go of material possession, to be specific, letting go of things that I don't really need. I used to think, and I used to believe that I'm not a wasteful buyer. I didn't used to buy random things. I didn't used to accumulate random things. However, after 3 years of my study in Sheffield, when I had to move to this city where I had my internship, I realized how many things that I had that I didn't even use. I didn't even have any sentimental values to them. I don't know why I had them. I had one whole drawer filled with socks with holes in them. I seriously don't know why I had them. I would say, naive that I packed everything and moved to that city where was my internship. I lived there for a year. Still, I didn't get rid of things. I took all the stuff. I went to my parents' house before moving back to Sheffield. And in there I realized, my God, how much, I'm as a single person, I have this many boxes of items for me. Do I really need all this stuff to live? No. Do I really need all these items, all these multiple items that are doing the same thing? Do I really need them? No. So what I did at that moment is left some of the boxes that I don't necessarily needed at my parents' garage, moved back to Sheffield. Now that I'm back in Sheffield and I have a relatively small sized room, I felt really suffocated with all these items that I don't really need. So I started letting go of them. I started selling them. I started donating them to charities. I have this strong feeling that I want to get rid of all the things that I don't necessarily need, all the things that don't bring any emotional joy to me. I think moving to the city where I had my internship in September, it will be one of the best life-changing moments. I was watching this documentary a few weeks back called The Minimalist Less Is Now. And in this video, there are two subject, I would say. There is this person called Joshua and there is this other guy called Ryan. Now, Joshua was someone who stumbled upon minimalism and he started getting rid of things over time. However, Ryan was someone who had this excessive feeling just like me, who just wanted to get rid of everything at once. So what he did is he packed everything in boxes, labeled, like he would be moving to another house, a new house. And then he set a challenge for the next few weeks. He will be taking out only the things that he needed and he will be making a list of the things that he has been using. He has realized after that a big chunk of the boxes, he haven't opened them for the few months and he didn't even miss them. As soon as he found out, he took them out and he either gave them to charity or sold them. And I think moving to that city will be the same for me. I would be able to have this rebirth that I've been craving. Being able to sell off or give to charity all the things that I don't need and have it for me. Now, how I'm going to do that is I'll be boxing everything from Sheffield going to that city. When I move in, usually all the flats in the city are usually unfurnished, most likely are unfurnished. This gives me a full new blank canvas. With this blank canvas, what I would be able to do is set out things that I only necessarily need. Only things that actually gives a purpose in my life and take out everything else that don't. I'll be getting rid of a lot of clutter. I'll be getting rid of a lot of material possession and be able to enjoy more about my surroundings, my time. Now, when I move in, I had few thoughts. I believe I'll be buying a new mattress, a not very expensive one, but I'm going to buy a new mattress. I have this famous quote from one of my flatmates that keeps saying, anything that goes between you and the ground, never tip on it. So I'm not going to buy something very expensive, but I'm going to buy a reasonably well-priced mattress for me. I'll keep all of my belongings in those boxes. Of course, I'll have them numbered and tagged with what they are. After that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start taking out the things that I'm really using, and anything else I'll be selling or giving back to charity. With that, I believe I'll be able to get rid of this intense feeling in me of these material products that I don't really need, that I don't really have any value. Of course, I'm not going to be an extreme person. I'm going to keep the seasonal things that I use in various seasons, and I'm going to get rid of, I think my rule is, if I haven't used it in the past 100 days and I'm not going to use it in the next 100 days, that thing should go. That thing doesn't really put any value in me. However, many people think that now that I have a blank apartment, many people will think, oh, you have reached minimalism. Maybe, maybe not. The idea of it is I want to get rid of all this weight on me. Actually, a particular feelings like this I had before. I was in my last year of high school, and one day I woke up and I was tired of my mess. Like, I don't know how I woke up with OCD. I had this extreme crave of putting everything in order, cleaning everything, dusting off everything, and having everything on its right place. From that day on, every morning I started doing my beds. I started cleaning everything regularly, dusting off regularly. I started keeping things in their organized manner, or according to me organized. And when I say according to me, I don't mean I have a mess organization. I have a clear organization, meaning anything that I use the most popular, they goes on the top. Anything below, anything that I don't use often, they go below. I think I'm having a similar call like that, where after years of uni, I realized how much things I've accumulated and how many things I don't really need. And I don't even know how I ended up accumulating them. However, I believe I have two things that I will be getting as a sense of pleasure, as a sense of accomplishment for myself. Although they are not minimalist, I believe they will be bringing me joy day in and day out. The item number one is a coffee machine and a coffee grinder. I want to be able to ideally roast my coffee, grind my coffee, and brew my coffee and pull espresso shot every morning. And just like a barista, I know it's totally overkill, but I always had this intense liking towards coffee, and I really like the coffee culture, and it's something that I want to achieve. And the other one is something that I've been inspired by one of my colleagues where I was doing my internship, is on turntables. I really want to get one of those turntables and few discs to play and not necessarily rely on popular streaming services like Spotify or Apple Music, things like that. I want to have that deep musical connection of how, or the most accurate representation of the music that the singer or the producer intended. So those are the two things that I want to have. Now, regarding the flat, I want to keep it as simple as possible, purely because if you have more surfaces to put things on, you're most likely to buy things and try to cover the surfaces. So if I don't have many surfaces left open, I won't have them. However, I don't think I'll be buying that much furniture either. The other thing that I've realized is I'll be buying a smallish car, smallish hatchback, where I'll be keeping, which I'll be using for commute. Something that my lovely partner made me realize is how am I going to, if I moved city, how am I going to bring all this new furniture and all these items with me? See, I think backpacking is a bit too extreme for me. However, if I am able to fit my belongings in a small hatchback, I think, respect to an average person, I have downsized a lot. Not downside to the point where I'm backpacking and I don't have everything. It's in a point where there is a reasonable balance of I'm not sacrificing on my comfort or time, but I'm not sacrificing on too much space or unnecessary item. When I was expressing these feelings to my partner, it made me realize this new hope, this new fresh beginning that I can have and that I look forward. Of course, life is full of curveballs. I don't know what in 2 weeks' time will happen. Maybe this entire idea will go off the plan. But even then, because I'll be leaving Sheffield, I think I'll still have this opportunity to narrow down only the things that I need and get rid of them before moving to wherever the beginning of next chapter in my life is. Anyway, have a wonderful day. Thank you for listening. Bye.